So my topic is sleep and why we don't sleep enough. So how many of us feel like we don't sleep enough? Yes. So we spend around 1/3 of our life sleeping, in case you didn't know that. 1/3 of our life, just picture that. 1/3 of your life is just completely wasted sleeping. Well, not wasted, but it's spent sleeping. So sleep and how much we get of it is important. It affects our mood, our performance in school, work, and a lot of other aspects. So although we understand this concept, we still find it nearly impossible to get enough sleep with school, work, life being our excuse as to why we can't get more sleep. So I will be focusing on this group 18 to 25 years old, as most of us are around that age, college students particularly. And as adults, we find it hard to maintain a consistent sleep schedule of 7 to 9 hours consistently. So for my credibility, full-time student, full-time worker, I had to wake up at 3 o'clock every morning. I've been up since 1 actually this morning. 5 shots of espresso. And I got 5 younger siblings, so I know that sleep can be scarce sometimes. So with the inconsistency of a college student, life of a college student, sleep is often replaced with school, work, homework, and life, leading some to believe that getting enough sleep is impossible. So first I will talk about sleep and the consequences of not sleeping enough. Second, I will talk about things that keep us up. And lastly, I'll talk about the benefits of sleep and ways to achieve more sleep. So first, I will talk about sleep and consequences of not getting enough sleep. So for most of our age group, we fall under young adults, for college students 18 to 25 years old. And according to the National Sleep Foundation, it is recommended that we get 7 to 9 hours of sleep on a consistent basis. However, they took a poll out of, I'm not sure how many people, and found that out of this age group, on average, we only get 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep on average. So at maximum, we're barely getting the minimum that is required, or recommended rather. So the consequences include risk in obesity, memory loss, heart disease, depression, and infection. So I talked about why or sleep and how much we need of it. Next, I will talk about things that keep us up. So with our own lives and experiences and the circumstances, there are obstacles that do not let us sleep enough. So rising tuition has led students to get jobs, which in turn leads them to spend more time at work and takes away from sleeping. And then compiled with school, it just leads to more stress and less time away from sleep. So Tyler Kincaid of the Huffington Post found that 4 out of 5 students work part-time, averaging 19 hours of sleep, or 19 hours at work. So even those 19 hours could be attributed to finishing schoolwork on time and getting more sleep. And then a Georgetown study found that 1/4 of full-time students are full-time workers, yours truly, and 40% of graduates and 76% of graduate students work 30 hours on average a week, which is insane. So I talked about why our work being a main factor, but a greater factor resides at home. Technology. How many of us spend like 30 minutes before we go to sleep on our phones? Bad habit, yes I know. So Straight Talk Wireless, a mobile phones provider, found that an average adult spends 3 hours on their phone and checks it every 12 minutes. 3 hours a day. So with the use of text and exposure to blue light, which is what those technology gives off, it suppresses the melatonin, which is a hormone released to put you to sleep. And so it counter-affects the hormonal melatonin and keeps you up. So from this, you're able to identify the main factors that interfere with our sleep. And last, I will talk about the benefits of sleep and how we can get it. So by being able to sleep enough consistently has its positive outcomes and impacts a lot of our aspects of life. Being able to recharge to full capability allows better performances both mentally and physically. With more sleep, one is energized, leading them to be more active and productive. According to the Healthline, a newsletter which writes articles on human health, when we sleep, we create antibodies, reduce stress levels, and lower risk of depression, illness, and other diseases. So many ways to increase the amount of sleep and the magnitude of it is by practicing good sleeping routines or pre-sleeping routines. So that's turning off electronics 15 minutes prior to going to sleep, doing wind down sessions such as stretching, reading, or whatever you find relaxing to put you to sleep. And yeah. So concluding, I talked about sleep and why, or the consequences of not getting enough sleep. Second, I talked about things that keep us up, and last, I talked about the benefits of sleep and how to get more sleep. So to end with a quote from Gandhi, Gandhi once said, "Each night when I go to sleep, I die. When I wake up, I am reborn." Thank you.